All right, guys, injuries from the game. Huff had a knee. We'll find out tomorrow on that. And Gene Charles had a shoulder. Go ahead. Real concern. I mean, we don't know for sure. Most likely it's ACL, but can't confirm it, so we'll find out later.
Came out throwing pretty aggressively in this game. Did you have with the game plan, the idea was you were going to kind of establish the throwing early in this game?
It was the first few plays. I mean, we always do 24 openers. There were still 12 runs, 12 passes, but it went like 5 and 5. Just trying to do that early and then get back to running the game once we settled down a little bit.
What was your impression of Brock's performance today?
I thought he played real well. There was very few that he missed. Protected the ball extremely well. When there wasn't anything there, we didn't have any intentional groundings, and did a good job moving the chains also, especially at the end there on that keeper. But no, I thought he had a hell of a game.
What did you say about him, especially the last 2 weeks after a little bit of a rough stretch over that 2 weeks, just the way he's kind of bounced back in the last couple of weeks?
I think Brock's been great because he's been consistent through it all. I mean, we never felt anything different with Brock during those 3 losses. I think he's pretty realistic, so he doesn't get into stuff that's not that accurate.
We all know what's coming out the short week in Seattle, at Philly, obviously Seattle here. Were you at all concerned, maybe you didn't say so, about players looking ahead to that, and do you think that was completely put aside by them today?
Yeah, I wasn't concerned with guys looking ahead. I didn't feel that at all. It's especially, we got that. We had won 1 game here in the last month, and that was a big one versus Jacksonville, and I knew our guys were extremely focused on this. Once we were able to finish the game, we talked a lot about it in the locker room because just how quick it comes. Everything's so important. As soon as this ends, what we got to do to get ready for this quick turnaround, which is always a challenge and tough, but really glad we're going to get 3 days off after it for this stretch.
What was your assessment of Jair Brown's performance once he came in?
I thought he did a hell of a job. I mean, to lose a player like Huff in the game and for him to come in and step it up big, make 2 huge plays. I mean, the pick was huge, and then the 4th down, where you got an all-out blitz and they just throw it up. And sometimes your biggest fear when they throw it up, it's like what happened in Buffalo on that Monday night when it's underthrown. It's so hard not to get a PI, and for him to not PI the guy and to get back, and from what I saw, it looked like he knocked it down. That was a hell of a play.
Steve said earlier this week that Jair was really improving, showing improvement in practice. Had you noticed that as well?
Oh, yeah, big time. I notice him all the time because it's one, he goes against the offensive scout team all the time, and he's one of the guys who consistently gets better each week on all the card looks. We always split the reps with the 1s and the 2s anyways when the defense goes, and he's really taken off here in this last month and was ready for his opportunity. You never know when it's going to come, and he's been preparing the right way.
How dominant was Brandon Ayuk in this game, and do you see that he's still improving?
Yeah, definitely still improving. He had a really good game. Statistically wise, his best one, I think, of his career, from what they told me. But yeah, I was real happy with BA.
The Christian early touchdown, he's literally like shuffling left in motion, and then he has to run through the line. Is there an exact spot where he has to run through on that one?
The spot where no one is.
Just find it.
Yeah.
Is that the first time you called that play?
We've called that play a few times. We've never done it with the bump motion. That's a play that a lot of people run. I think we ran it to Tevin Coleman in the Super Bowl. It's just a man play that is good for man. Everyone runs it, but we've never done it with that motion, and it was cool. It worked out.
Do you see any trends on how defenses are playing Brock? Have they tried to take away the underneath stuff and left the deep stuff available, or have teams played him straight up?
No, I mean, teams usually do what they do. I mean, teams, you don't just make up schemes every week. So every team has what they run, and then you try to game plan stuff by having disguises, calling things at different times, giving a look or a blitz that people aren't ready for. But teams do everything. Brock doesn't ever come in saying we're throwing deep or throwing short or throwing to certain people. We run plays, and he goes through progressions and attacks coverages, and I wouldn't know what to say on how to defend him. He just goes through the holes in the defense.
I know 2 years ago there was so much made out of your relationship with BA. How has he evolved as a player since then?
BA's been great. A lot was made out of it because everyone talked doghouse in training camp, which I thought I was a little confused with just coaching. He was never in anyone's doghouse. We were just coaching him, and BA going back to those years, he was, I thought, one of our best players halfway through that year, and one of the main reasons we went to the NFC Championship, and got better last year, and he's been better this offseason. And always when you're getting better, it doesn't always show for a receiver because stats and all those results are dependent of a lot of other people. But BA's been playing some good football for a while, and it's really cool when he gets rewarded with those numbers.
You guys have played really well over the years in November and December. Can you put your finger on why that has happened? And do you think this team is prepared for that kind of run again?
I mean, I think we got a lot of players who really enjoy football. I think we work at it in terms of, we like to coach, we like to point things out. I think our guys, if you stay healthy, I think you practice more, you play more, and when that happens, you get better as the year goes. So I always expect us to look better as it goes than we do at the beginning. I think one of the bigger challenges for everyone in the NFL is that there are no OTAs, whatever they call them. And how little training camp is. So especially running the ball and tackling and everything, you kind of evolve as the year goes. And our guys work really hard and try to find a way to stay healthy while you do it.
Are you feeling your best right now, you think?
No, I don't think so.
How do you feel about your team's performance in the fourth quarter?
I thought our defense was awesome. I mean, they kept giving us back. I wish we would have finished it once. You get the turnover on the first one, I want to go down in there and score. I think we went 3 and out. And the next time we should have run the clock out. Had 2 first downs, but we got out of bounds twice, so wasn't happy with that, but so pumped with the defense.
The last few weeks, the red zone offense hasn't been finishing drives as well as ever. Anything you put your finger on? What's your kind of concern level with that right now?
No concern. I thought last week, if I can remember correctly, I don't think we really got inside the 10. I thought we scored from all further out until the end when we were just trying to hook Christian up. This week, when I think about it, I know we got sacked, I believe, one time down there in second down. You get sacked on 2nd and 10 or whatever it was, and it leads to 3rd and long, and most likely that drives over. But hopefully it goes full circle. We haven't done it the last couple of weeks. We've done it better earlier in the year, but nothing that's different. Just goes like that sometimes.
Did Christian say anything to you when he didn't run out of bounds?
No.
Yeah, that's something you would expect him to make.
Yeah, I didn't see it over there. I mean, it was the same thing that happened to Kittle. I mean, those guys are very aware that they shouldn't go out of bounds in those situations. But when you get plays on the edge, like Kittle tried to stop and go back in. That was right on our sidelines, but then people hit you and you go out. And so it looks similar to me with Christian, but that was on the far sideline, so I'm not sure.
When Brock was turning the ball over a couple games ago, did you have fear that he might start to play a little bit more timid? Because he expressed that he knows he just can't play with any fear.
I mean, you never know until people go through that, but I mean, the film was so good. So, I mean, the guy was playing unbelievable in those 3 losses. So there was nothing to really worry about. You just got to make sure he doesn't make up stuff that other people are making up. So you just try to get him to stick with practice, stick with the film, and doing what you're doing. And he had a couple back picks in those games, but there was none that he felt he had to change with what he was doing because he was playing such a high level in those losses too.
On the deep ball to Ayuk, did you know that was going to be a touchdown when Brock let it go?
No, I didn't. I didn't know the guy would fall, and I had no idea where the middle third safety was. But I knew his man coverage, and he was going to go to whichever one of his go routes he had. He had Debo on one side and BA on the other, and I'm assuming the safety cheated a little bit to the right since he threw to the left, and it was right there. And it was great when you saw the corner on the ground, and BA finished it. It was a hell of a play by those guys.
He's got 66 and 77 the last couple of weeks, and I think in the playoffs he had one last year was 74 in terms of his longest passes. And that was kind of the thing on him, that what can he make those throws? Is there anything you've seen yet that he can't do?
I mean, Brock's a solid, really good quarterback, so he can do. I mean, I don't know if he can run a 4.3 when doing a lot of Wildcat stuff, but everything we've asked him to do, I think he's done at a real high level.
You said no unintentional grounding. Have you had a discussion about some of those falling to the ground flip?
Yeah, I mean, when you get three weeks in a row, I mean, I love his competitiveness, and he does everything to try not to get it. But if you're in positions that you're going to get it, it really doesn't matter. So we kind of challenged him on that, and they turned into sacks. which that happens, but we always want to try to get rid of it. But he had some really bad looks on those. I think we had one where we were hot, and that's when he tries hard to get rid of it, and sometimes bad things can happen, and sometimes you just got to know you had a bad play, and that's where I thought he improved on it. All right, thanks, guys.
What's kind of the key to making sure that you guys took care of business before this big 3-game stretch coming up?
Key was every game's important, the most important game of the season is the one that you're playing. So giving it your all each week and then regrouping and getting fresh and trying to go and do it again.
Did the 3-game losing streak kind of not wake you guys up, but was it kind of a harsh reminder of what this league's all about?
Not a harsh reminder. I mean, it was started off good, and it's tough to win the NFL, so we got reminded of that. But we can't achieve our goals or win a Super Bowl in October, and we want to be playing our best football in November and December and in January.
What can you say about what Jair Brown did for you guys down the stretch of the game, stepping in for
Yeah, that was great, him stepping in. Huff went down and him stepping in, getting that huge pick to seal the game. I know that felt good for him, and it was a timely play to end the game and get us off the field.
What's the mood in there with the potential severity of Talanoa's injury?
You never really know. I don't even notice a lot of times when people get injured. So I hope it's not too serious. Praying for him, and hope everything is good.
4 sacks today, 5 sacks last week against Jacksonville. During that 3-game stretch, you guys weren't getting to the quarterback as much. Do you feel like that was what's missing in the losing streak, and that's kind of what's translating now into December football?
I don't think the lack of sacks was the only determining factor in the losing streak, but it definitely didn't help. We feel like when we play at our best and up front and D-line wise, if we play at our best, that we can will our team to win games, and we weren't doing that during that stretch. And so I don't think we were playing bad, but we weren't the reason why we were winning games. And so, we got to play better, and we have been, so got to keep it going.
All good? All right, thanks, Eric.
Pretty good.
When Talanoa went down and Jair came in as the captain of the defense, do you have any communication with Jair? Is there a message that you give him for his first play?
No, I mean there wasn't much said, honestly. It's always next man up mentality, and my heart goes out to Huff. Not exactly sure what's going on there, but obviously they're fearing the worst for him right now, and that's obviously my heart and prayers go out to Huff, man. That's sickening news, but to talk about the way Jair played today and being ready for his moment, can't say enough about it. That's huge. Even though we were up in the game, like to be down there in the red zone and make the plays that he made to help us get out of there speaks to the way that he's worked, and been ready for his opportunities. So there wasn't much that needed to be said. I knew he'd be ready.
Yeah, specifically there was the 4th down play where they sent Isaiah on the blitz, which left Jair against Mike Evans, right? Is that something you normally see out of a rookie, or is that something he's earned behind the scenes, that kind of assignment?
Yeah, I didn't even know. I turn around, I see him on Mike, and making the PBU in a big-time moment. I'm sure we usually wouldn't put a young rookie in a position like that, but, the dude is just ready. Like, he has the right mindset, prepares the right way, so he was ready, and I'm happy for him.
Did you see him coming on, and talking about Jair now, did you see him coming on in practice over the last month or so?
Yeah, man, he's been working his tail off. He's been obviously on the scout team against the offense and making plays. I see him, flashing, doing his thing, taking it serious. I have side conversations with him, letting him know, like, You know, he needs to make sure that he's using these reps to his advantage to get better, you know, as a player. It's not, you're never just like going through some sort of like redshirt year, you know what I'm saying? Like, you never know when your opportunity is going to come. So he was obviously fully ready when his time came.
Fred, a couple of weeks ago, you said this team needed to learn to win the grimy games, and you've got a pretty grimy schedule coming up here in the next few weeks. Do you feel like you're going to get into one of those kind of situations possibly in the next couple of weeks?
I mean, the goal is always to blow them out, but hey, you know, you talked about it. We got some great opponents coming up, but none bigger than Thursday night in Seattle. You know, that's a divisional opponent that's coming off a tough loss today, but they're going to be fully ready to go. And we got to win by any means, you know, and that's what we talk about. That's what we prepare for. And however we got to do it, we got to go on the road and win in a hostile environment.
A couple more for Fred. Your DBs, Ambry and Oliver and Demo, they held Mike Evans and Chris Godwin to only 83 yards combined on 19 targets. What are you speaking on them and how they've evolved their game since the bye week?
Man, they've been big. Can't say enough about it. I think the rush and the coverage was obviously something that was talked about, you know, going into the bye, how we had to work together as a unit. And that's been a point of emphasis. Guys have stepped up into big roles. We knew we had to shut down 13, you know, with how he's been playing this season. You said both of them went for 83 combined, 84 combined. I mean, that's big time. You know, we knew we had to stop the run. We knew we had to keep them from getting those explosive plays down the field. We could have been better, you know, in certain areas in the game, but overall I think they played admirably.
Right, it's a quick turnaround. It's a quick turnaround this week. So you guys got to streamline everything. What's something that you might cut out this week that you would normally do if it was a regular length week?
Something we might cut out. I'm not quite sure what we'd cut out. I mean, Thursday night is all about how fast can you recover to be able to play another game on such a quick turnaround. Game plan wise, it's going to be, you know, a smaller game plan in terms of what we're putting in and preparing. I think Thursday night games are all about obviously health, you know, getting healthy to be able to play on a quick turnaround, and then whoever can play smarter football and take care of the ball and take the ball away in that game. You know, that's what it's all about.
All right, thanks, Fred.
Thanks, guys.
Howdy. Jordan, playing against scout team, you must have gone against Jair Brown an awful lot the last
I do
10
cook
weeks
him
or so.
weekly, yes.
Pardon?
I cook him weekly, yes.
Have you seen a rise in his level of play, though?
Oh, 100%. You know, when you're a rookie, you're like kind of just trying to figure it out because the NFL is significantly different than college ball. And everyone on the field can, you know, score a touchdown, which especially in this offense. So, yes, just seeing his improvement since he first got here. He's a guy that listens. Actually, one of my favorite things is back in OTAs, me and Fred get an opportunity to talk to the rookies right before we all leave, before the training camp, the 40 days away. And one of the things I always talk about is when you're a rookie, just be a sponge. Everything, like just look at what vets do, guys who are successful, look at what they do, and also look at what people do not very well. And I think Jair's a guy who listened to that, absorbed a bunch of information. He does the things that really good ball players do, whether it's taking care of your body, the mental side of it, the extra film, talking to your coaches about stuff, and then taking every day seriously in practice to try to get better. And so that's why he was set up, you know, for his opportunity today, which I'm very proud of him.
George, can you talk about the great day that Brock Purdy had? He had a perfect passer rating.
Yeah, system quarterback, right? It's crazy. You know, just a guy who, another guy who's just taking advantage of his opportunity. You know, Brock's fantastic, the way that he, you know, shows up every single day. You know, I like, someone asked him about his mindset. I mean, how can he be so aggressive and protect the football? And he talked about being a surgeon. He talked about having zero fear. And just that quote from him by itself just shows his maturity level and how he understands the game and what it means to play quarterback at a high level while being aggressive at taking care of the football. So that really made me happy to hear that. But then you just, I mean, like, he doesn't surprise me. Like, he does that every single week. He does it every single day. And you can just tell, you know, playing football aggressively and having fun time doing it makes it a lot easier.
And I know you have fun, but how much more fun are you having after a game like this?
I'm having a lot of fun, man. Great times.
George, you're entering a stretch here. I know you're focused on just the next game, but the next three are all big ones. How important is this, you know, next few weeks in terms of that shape?
Very excited about Thursday Night Football against the Seattle Seahawks. Short week. Shout out to the Rams. Good job, guys. Good job, Mike LaFleur. So thankful for them. But, all that means is Seattle's going to be a little angry, and it's going to be a great game up there. It's one of my favorite atmospheres, one of my favorite places to play. They absolutely hate us, and what a great fan base to absolutely hate us. It's really fun. It's going to be an exciting game. It's going to be a physical game, and we have to go up there and get a win.
George, Baker Mayfield blocked Nick Bosa and then raised his arms triumphantly.
Did he?
I don't know if you saw.
I did. I missed it.
Oh, breaking news right now.
Ooh, breaking news.
But 2 plays later is when Bosa and Warner combined on the sack and strip fumble. Anyway, I guess if you didn't see it, I was going to ask you, once you saw Baker Mayfield do that, did you sense maybe that was a mistake?
Did he knock him down or something, or he just blocked him?
He blocked him kind of successfully.
You know what? I bet you Nick was just trying to not get a penalty or a fine for hitting a quarterback. That's probably what it was. But you know what the thing about Baker is, man? He's an absolute competitor, and you can just tell by the way he plays, especially like this year with the Bucs. He's having so much fun. And like especially when you have a great, when you have Mike Evans and Godwin, you got some elite receivers, and you can just tell he's having fun out there because he is a competitive dude. And yes, if it was my choice, I would probably not hit Nick Bosa, just for your own health and safety. But that's just the type of player Baker is, and that's why Kyle talked about him so much this entire week about how he's just a competitor who's not gonna give up, and he's gonna try his best to win the game. And those are the types of guys you want to be on your team.
George, you're the Salute to Service nominee for your team. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
How important is it to you that you give back to the community and the military? Why is that such a big initiative for you?
The military, it means a lot to me. I have family members who have served. I've seen the toll it takes on families when they're overseas and they're gone from their families. Like I've seen that in real life. I've got a chance to work with wonderful organizations like TAPS, Emergency Vets and Players, Operation Freedom Paws, and just every time I get a chance to work with a military family or just an organization, all I can be is just thankful because these are people who sacrifice everything, from the person who is serving to their entire family, and a lot of them give the ultimate sacrifice, for this country. And because of them, we're allowed to all do this. I get to play a football game. You guys get to report on a football game. And we don't have to worry about that stuff, really. So I'm always just so thankful of them. And I don't feel like, our military gets enough support and recognition all the time. And so I'm very happy to be part of, the NFL, who does a great job. And, I wish it was year-long, but we give them a month. And being able to bring a bunch of veterans to football games weekly for me and my family, it always means a lot, just trying to give back to them as much as we possibly can.
George, through the ups and downs we've all seen this season for you guys, 5-0, lose 3 straight. Now, where do you think this team is? Are you back where you have to be? Are you ascending? Where do you think you are?
I think we're taking steps in the right direction. We're definitely not there yet. We had 5 plays and out the first drive, and we started working a little bit. And then, we weren't great in the bleed drill at the, we did a great job at the end of the second half, at the first half. Into the second half, we weren't great. Our defense had to make some plays there. And so it's just, we're taking steps in the right direction, but there's parts of our game that we need to execute a lot better at. Getting penalties on first down, that's what I always say, is like, if you turn the ball over and have penalties on first and second down, it's hard to be a good football team. It's hard to stay on the field. And, our defense is playing at a very high level right now. And that's allowing us, to maybe cover up those mistakes, but that's definitely something that we need to continue to work at and get better very quickly at.
How about the red zone issues? I think you're 5 of 13, your last 13 trips. What are you seeing there then, not finishing drives as much?
How'd we do today?
1 of 4, I think.
2 of 4. I scored and Christian scored. Your math's not great right now, man. That is true. You're not a big math guy. No, I understand. It's difficult for some people. Yeah, I know. It's not you, it's me. Again, it's just one of those things we need to be better at. Thankfully, we have a kicker who's making those field goals. That's really important, just to get points on the board. But when you're playing really high-powered offenses and stuff like that, you have to score touchdowns. You just have to. Otherwise, they're eventually going to, do something against our defense, to score a touchdown. Like, everyone in the NFL gets paid to, be a good football player, and, teams have explosive offensive weapons. And so we need to continually get better and be more consistent in the red zone, which, Kyle's going to be sure of that. And, we'll just continually keep knocking on the door before we can just kick it in.
George, having observed some of the ups and a few downs that Brandon Ayuk had early in his career, how gratifying is it for you to see him playing the way he's been playing this season?
I mean, the last like 2.5 years, Brandon's only gotten better every single day. You see what he does at practice every day, training camp, OTAs, shows up just ready to roll. I'm very happy for him. I mean, I always talk about my favorite thing is just seeing guys take advantage of their opportunity. It's awesome. You know, for Ayuk to get the longest touchdown in the NFL this year, nice 76 yarder. Brock's arm looks great. But, you know, I'm just happy for him. He's a fantastic football player. He runs routes the right way, has the right mindset every single day. So very happy for him and very happy for the 49ers.
You have a much higher touchdown rate with Brock Purdy than you had previously. Are you open more with him, or are you pressuring him to get you the ball? Is it an Iowa thing?
Yes, well, it's a combination of bullying and just being open more, you know. No. I think we just have a lot of opportunities because the way that Brock takes care of the football and the way that he is able to extend plays with his feet, and he just does a great job keeping his eyes up. And I feel like we're just staying on the field for a long time and being able to take those long drives. And, when you're on the field for 8 to 10 plays and you get down to the red zone and, the defense is a little bit tired and they might mess up a coverage, which is, I love being open on those nice corner balls. Those are fantastic, and Brock had a great job finding it. That's a combination of our coaching staff knowing that with that one motion that we ran, they're going to change their coverage, and, hey, I'm wide open. Brock knowing it, Brock studying it, and us executing that on Friday when we practice it. But, yeah, no, I do enjoy the fact that Brock likes to throw me the ball in the red zone. It's fun.
Thanks, George. Brock's here for you.
Thanks, guys.
Obviously a great day for you. What does it mean I think you're the first 49er quarterback in franchise history to have a perfect passer rating. What does that mean to you today to have a game like that?
Yeah, what an honor. What an honor. But at the same time, I feel like there's still some plays and stuff that I wish I had back. So I'm not completely content with just that. But thought it was a great game with the guys around me, the coaching and the play calling, all of it. So that's a testament to the team, really. So.
Brock, that's kind of a split personality on the field, off the field. You were doing the bowling balls celebration today, and yet you come up on the podium and you're very understated. Is there two sides of your personality?
I don't know if I have two sides, but yeah, when I get on the field and we're making plays and stuff, like I try to do whatever it takes, get the guys around me going, celebrating with them on some big plays and stuff. So I guess more of the personality comes out in those moments, but outside of that, I like to think I'm just a laid-back, normal guy. So, yeah.
Take us through the long pass to Brandon Ayuk.
Can you say it again?
Just take us through the long pass to Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah, just man coverage. He had a go route, and just let him, really just give him some time to beat his guy, and then just put the ball up for him and try to lead him. And he did a great job winning in man-to-man coverage. And right when we saw his guy fall down and BA caught it, I was like, man, that's sweet. You don't get that many plays like that in a game. So it felt good for all of us. And BA, he deserves it, man. We've been wanting to get a deep one for him for a while, so felt good.
You were able to see the full thing, the full reception?
Yeah, I saw all of it. Yeah, it was pretty sweet. And then celebrated with Colton McKivitz.
Jair Brown made several good plays to end the game, but he said that this week he actually was on the scout team and he had a pretty big assignment with emulating Winfield.
Mm-hmm.
How good of a job did he do preparing you for this Tampa Bay defense playing that role?
Yeah, Jair, all the weeks so far, he's given us a great look with playing safety, and then obviously with Winfield being one of their best defenders on defense. Jair did a great job with just all the looks. They did a bunch of stuff with Winfield, and Jair, even at practice, was a ball hawk. He has great instincts and was just all over, just like Winfield. He gave us a great look, and then for him to go in the game and be ready to play for our defense and what we ask of our safeties, he did a great job, man. So we're all pumped for him, and yeah, so really happy for him and gonna see more of him. So we're excited.
Sorry.
Yep.
He's I don't know how much you cross paths with Jair, but a couple guys referred to him kind of like as a little bit of a leader, which is basically only been playing special teams and as a rookie. Does he have a certain presence to him?
Oh, 100%. I remember the first day, in the summer, we're working out and stuff, and he came up to me and was talking to me, and I was like, just from talking to him, I could tell how mature he was. Sometimes with rookies and stuff, they're excited to be there and can be a little bit all over the place and whatnot, but he was very mature. I was like, I could tell, this guy handles his business and he's gonna have a great career. So to see him doing his thing now was great. Obviously, there's still the whole season to go and stuff, and a lot to prove and whatnot. But the way he carries himself and his presence is definitely a thing. So, very proud of him.
The point to say that you did not have an intentional grounding, and clearly he had made a point to you, I guess, about that. What is that a conscious thought you have to have now, and do you think you're past that?
Yeah, I mean, it's situational football. You know, where are we at? Is it a 2-minute drive? It's, you know, are we trying to get back in the game or whatever? Like, that's when it's shown up. And so for myself, it's, you know, being smart. If I do bounce out of the pocket, like, you know, in the back of my mind, like, is there someone there to throw it to in the vicinity, and can I get it out of bounds kind of thing. So it's something that we watched on film, and I had to learn from it the hard way. So it's definitely on my mind, you know, being smart with the ball and not getting a minus 15 penalty by doing the same thing that's shown up really the last 3 games or so. So.
You mentioned the other day that you're kind of constantly trying to prove something to yourself. After that little stretch there, the 3-game losing streak, was there a part of you that you wanted to prove to yourself, hey, I can bounce back from this, show my resilience, and come out? It seems like you've been really locked in the last couple games.
Yeah, most definitely. I was more upset with not even like that we were complacent or anything, but almost like, you know, we're just going to walk into the game and it's going to be given to us in a sense. Like, I had to get back to, man, we got to go take it. We got to go earn it every single game. It doesn't matter who we're playing. It's the NFL. Anything can happen on any Sunday. And so that's like the chip that I was talking about. And so sort of getting back to that, you know, and then proving myself every drive, every play, that I can be the guy for this team, you know, and I have to earn it every single week at practice and meetings, whatever it may be. So that's the mindset of what I was talking about. And, yeah, definitely more in tune to being detailed and stuff the last couple of weeks and finding that chip again. So.
Can you talk about Jair's maturity as a rookie? Is that what you were like as a rookie, kind of just here to do your business and maybe a little less all over the place?
Yeah. I mean, instead of just being a rah-rah kind of guy and whatnot, like coming and being available for whatever the team is asking of you, you know, as a rookie especially, like, you know, coming in and finding a role to help the team win, whether that's at practice on a scout team, giving a look, special teams, running down on kickoff or whatever it may be. I could just tell, like, you know, Jair had that kind of mentality, like, hey, I'm going to do whatever it takes to help this team win, and whatever the coaches ask of me, I'm going to do it 100%. To his best ability, and he's done that. So now we're seeing it.
How do you feel about passer rating, like the stat? Like, do you get in your world? Do you guys even talk about those numbers?
Dude, I still don't even really know what it means, honestly. Yeah. So yeah.
Reports of coming up on Thursday, you know, playing the Seahawks would be a battle for the lead in the NFC West. Your thoughts on playing on Thanksgiving, what it means to you?
Yeah, I mean, you know, we're at that point of the season where, you know, obviously every single game is crucial. It's huge. And so going into a hostile environment in Seattle with the great team that they have, it's going to be a great challenge for us, and we're excited about it. And obviously the history goes back with, you know, these 2 organizations, and to be able to play on Thanksgiving against them with the division with where it's at, like, doesn't get any better than that. So I'm excited for it.
It's the second year in your row you're heading up there on a short week. After facing the Bucs, how much do you draw on that experience from last year to prepare for this week's matchup?
Yeah, that was my first time, you know, preparing. Obviously, my first start against the Bucs, and then you have a couple days to get ready for a game on Thursday night. And man, what a challenge that was! Just, yeah, sort of leaning back into that week and remembering how I studied, how I went about my routine and stuff. It's a little different, so it was good that I've experienced that. And then obviously earlier this year when we played the Giants, you know, going through that kind of a routine. So I'm excited for it. It's on Thanksgiving, so it's going to be good.
Healthy ribs.
That's right. Healthy ribs.
Yeah.